Welcome back to the Normal Shit Podcast. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Olivia.
And today we're talking about Wegovy.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know. You know what? I'm really nervous to talk about this just because I think that there's a lot of judgment and criticism that often comes along with it.
Totally.
I've been on Wegovy for the last year and a half. It's been an incredible medication for me. I won't speak for you and your experience as well, but for me, it's been life-changing, honestly.
Yeah. And so Kelsey's been on it for a year and a half. I started, I want to say, in October. And we both kind of have like different reasons, I think, why we started, but I've only been on mine for a few months. So I definitely feel like I have a different experience so far because it hasn't been as long. So we were thinking this will be a cool episode to kind of be open about it because I think, for one, a lot of people aren't as open about it. And it's okay, I think, to not be. I think everyone has to have their own journey. But I know you've been wanting to share about it for a while.
Yeah, I think that that's the thing. Like, I've seen the comments from people, right? Like, I've seen people asking, like, or even just like kind of commenting at me, if that makes sense. Like, obviously she's on a GLP-1. And it's like, okay, yeah. Like, I think there are a lot of people that I personally can point to where I'm like, well, yeah, they are.
Yes, you can tell.
But you know what? I think the reason that I personally was so hesitant to talk about it was I was kind of grappling with my own feelings about it. And to be honest, I still very much am. I think it's tough. Like, when I look at the root of it, okay, come from a background of having an eating disorder when I was in college. Not that you'd necessarily like just give that up. There's always like kind of that like little ED brain going with me. And so I'm really sensitive about talking or like maybe triggering something like that in somebody else. And that would never, ever be my goal. And so that's why I wanted to talk about it in like a long form way like this, because I think that there's a lot of nuance to it. And I think that people deserve to be able to hear everything. And like, I know for me, I would have loved to have had somebody talking openly about this, like when I was starting.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point because I don't think a lot of people honestly have. And I think that there are a lot of like negative associations with it, obviously, which I think can be sometimes justified to a certain extent when people are abusing it. But I haven't seen a lot of people speak to it in a healthy way who like genuinely have been like granted the use to use it. What is it called? Like prescribed?
Right. Like, so for me, the way that I got on it in the first place was I was seeking help from doctors. I went to so many specialists. If you guys have followed me for a second here, you'll know that I like kind of had my health fall apart from like multiple directions all at once about God, like maybe like almost 5 years ago now. Because it's basically when I first started dating Brett. And I moved into an apartment that was moldy. We don't know, we don't with 100% certainty because I never paid to have it tested, but it sure does seem like it based on the cough symptoms I had. Like, oh my gosh, so many things. So I moved into this apartment. I gained, I think it was like between 40 and 50 pounds, like in the span of a year, which was a lot. And it was something that did raise alarm bells for doctors when I was going to them. Throughout all of that, like, it also triggered my symptoms of, we ended up finding out I had endometriosis, which was a huge like game changer when we kind of figured that part out. And then we also were able to finally cure my SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which for me, I think that was kind of like a sub factor of the endo. Like, I don't think I was able to fix the SIBO until the endo was under control. So I got my endo surgery. It's been like 2 years, probably. Like,
It's wild.
I know, right?
It doesn't feel that long ago.
No, it's like I still literally every day in my body, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not bloated today. That's insane. Like, I still expect.
Yeah.
And it's literally been 2 years of not feeling that way.
Yeah.
So I had the surgery and that was really, really wonderful. Like immediately life-changing. Like, I've said this before, but like the day I woke up from surgery, I felt less bloated that day when my stomach had been puffed up with air and I was so, like, incredibly, like, bloated from just, like, the experience of having surgery
Yeah.
and, like, especially abdominal surgery, then I felt better and
In that moment,
than I
then.
did, like, any normal day
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Um, so that I think, like, speaks to a lot.
Totally.
But so throughout that time, I'd gained all this weight. I don't know if this is, like, even important, but my whole life I'd been pretty small. And I think that that's maybe part of I think basically what it feels like now is I'm back to the self that I had always known because I'd always liked to work out. I'd always, like, cared about my body. If anything, I feel like I'm like, things are not that different for me in terms of, like, the way I'm living,
Mhm.
but it's just, like, my body's actually doing the things that it had always done before. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually keeping up with itself.
Yeah.
Um, and I know for you, that's been, like, it's been a little bit of a different experience.
Yes. And I think so for me, I've never been small. Like I've always struggled with my weight my entire life. I can even think back to like kindergarten, preschool. Like I was always the biggest kid in the class, tallest, biggest. Like, and that is definitely something I've struggled with forever. And I've never been able to lose weight. Like, I mean, I cannot even tell you guys the amount of like diets I've tried, workout plans I've tried. And a lot of it I think is mental. Like, I definitely have some trauma, I would say, around working
Yeah.
out. I don't know if trauma, it's not like big T trauma. I would say little T trauma from like, I remember gym class in school. Like, my gym teacher would yell at me because I was slower than everyone else. And I was like the
Aw.
last to finish the mile. We have pictures.
Sorry.
Can he breathe under?
Yeah, he burrows. That's his vibe.
He's under the covers. But yeah, so I've struggled with my weight my whole life. It's definitely been like one of my biggest struggles and insecurities. And so when all of this GLP-1 stuff came out, I actually remember being annoyed at first because I think during the body positivity movement, I definitely was like, well, at least there are people being represented who aren't super small because I've never been super small. So I think that did feel really good to feel represented, but it still didn't change how I felt in my body. So, like, with the body positivity movement, I loved feeling represented, seeing like models online that actually wore like a size 10, 12, 14. But it didn't change the fact that I felt bloated every day. My stomach hurt every day. I felt uncomfortable with the way my thighs would rub together. I literally get this, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I feel inflamed all the time. Like, I have this tingling sensation in my cheeks, my chin, my arms, my stomach, like all the time. And so I've always just felt uncomfortable in my body. So it wasn't even necessarily this idea of like, I want to be skinny. I want to look like a model. It was just like, I don't want to feel uncomfortable, but at least while I feel uncomfortable, it's nice that there are other people who look like me. So I don't feel completely like hating how I look, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I think, like, that was one of my big hesitations about speaking about this was, like, I fully believe in body positivity. Like,
Mhm.
the amount of times I said to myself, like, it's not even about the weight that had been gained. It was about the fact that I, like, couldn't really track, like, where I was gonna be throughout the day. Like, my body would bloat so much that it would, like, physically hurt me because of the way that it, like, hit on my pants.
Mhm.
And so I would always say, like, "Oh my gosh, if only I wasn't bloated, like, I can rock with this. Like, that's not the problem." It was just, like, I felt like I couldn't, like, really dress myself. Like, I remember, oh my god, I would cry, like, spend hours trying to pack for a trip. Just, like,
Mhm.
so nervous because there was no real way to tell how I was gonna be feeling that day, and then I figured, like, if I'm traveling, I'm out of my own routine, and it's probably just gonna be worse. Like, I'm probably gonna feel, like, less good than I would on any normal day,
Yeah,
which is already pretty bad.
totally.
But, like, I definitely don't want anyone to feel like they have to do something like this. Like, you absolutely can be exactly who you are, exactly, like,
Totally. And I also think because I'm so new to it, my like hot take with all of this and like this episode would be I actually don't know how long I'll be on it. Like I'm not in a place yet where I've actually lost any significant amount of weight to be here to say like I think it's like this amazing thing. I love how well it's worked for you,
yeah.
but I've been on it now, I think I said since October. I've only lost 3 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, and we're here in January, so, like, that's 3
Yes,
months
end of
of
January. It's probably closer to 4 months, honestly,
okay.
that I've been on it.
Well, and you had the experience too of, like, because Olivia's health insurance situation's funky funk sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm self-employed. So I pay for my own health insurance and it doesn't really cover much of anything at all. So I pay most things out of pocket. So yeah, for my Wegovy, I pay about I want to say 350 a month plus like I pay for the like app that I get it through. So I want to say in total including the app membership it might actually be closer to like 450 a month.
Well, that's yeah, I mean, that's substantial, so you're like, you want it to work, but then you also did the one the, like, the off-brand, the sketchy sketch.
I've done compounded GLP-1s.
Yes.
Yes, so I've actually you're right, I've tried this, I don't know how when it was, maybe like a year or 2 ago, and I was down bad. So I will say if you are someone that struggles with mental health, I don't know if you'll be impacted, but I personally had really horrible, like, dark thoughts that I've never had before when I was on a compounded GLP-1, and I actually did try compounded that I liked. So I tried one compounded I didn't like, one that I did like, but then I just stopped it completely. And now I've been doing the Wegovy for what are we like
Like
3 or
3 or
4
4 yeah.
months. But I haven't had the dark thoughts, thank goodness. But I will say my
But you're
anxiety is a little bit worse.
also on Lexapro.
Yes. So I'm on Lexapro. Oh, that was another element to it was
Yeah.
that the Lexapro made me even more inflamed, more bloated. I gained even more weight than I had already been struggling with. So I kind of hit this point where I was like, with my mental health, actually, I had a point where I was like, I can't keep trying to do these things on my own. Like, I had a life coach. I was doing like meditations every day, breath work, like all of these things to kind of try to like manage my anxiety. But I got to the point this year where I got let go from my job. I was turning 30. I left LA. I had all of these like big life events happen. And I just felt like I can't handle this on my own. And I was like crying every day. I felt so down, so depressed. So that's when I was like, I'm going to turn to Lexapro. And I thought about it. And I'm like, all my friends, almost all of my friends are on something to help with their mental health.
Which yes, including myself. Is that good? We don't know, but
What
and
does that
all
say
of
about
us
yeah, what does that say about us? No.
um,
But it made me realize like why am I thinking I don't deserve to get help when everyone else gets it and they're not ashamed of themselves? And I'm not ashamed of my friends for being on meds. Like
No.
I don't judge people for it. So why am I judging myself for needing it? So yeah, I got that help and then I was like while I'm at it, I'm on this train of like I've been trying to do everything my whole life on my own for so long. Maybe I should try medicine for weight loss as well because I've never been able to get out of this discomfort in my body on my
So,
own.
a couple things on that. So, my therapist and I have talked about this like pretty extensively. So, I started medication for like depression and anxiety. I don't actually quite know how long it's been. I think it was like it's been about 2 years though, I think, because it came basically after I had endometriosis surgery. What I think happened, and me and ChatGPT have chatted about this, so I think it's right. But no, what I think happened is like I had this big hormone crash from it all. And after that, I had this big endo surgery and then I got a new IUD put in and I started birth control pills because I was like, I spoke with my doctor and I was like, I really don't want this to come back. And it had already been growing and get progressing and being so much worse when I just had the IUD because I was still getting my period. That's what we think was like a contributing factor. And so have like being on both, I feel like it was just like a lot all at once. Like surgery
Yeah.
alone is like so hard on your body and then all of those extra hormones and things like changing my mental health. Like I'm already prone to anxiety and depression and I have been my whole life. But like I think I basically just decided I needed to go on medication. And so but as you're learning too, like it's really hard to find the right medication and the right dose. And so, like, while you're like titrating up to something or like titrating down off of something because it doesn't work, like, I've already switched medications completely once. And right now I'm in a really good spot. That's why we're chatting today about all this. But like, I mentally could not handle commentary from people saying bad things for a little while. Like, I simply couldn't do it. And I just knew that it was going to be like detrimental to me.
Yeah.
And so and, like, even just seeing I don't know, like, which is, you put yourself out there and people say you're asking for this and, like, they're totally right in that regard, I guess, but, like and people should be able to say what they want. But I just knew I was in a position where I couldn't really handle it for a period of time.
Yeah.
And now, luckily, I do feel quite a bit better. Um, like, oh my gosh, in general, I feel like so good. I am 30 years old. I have not felt this good since I would venture to say about 16 years old.
Wow.
Yes, like, because I was diagnosed with celiac when I was 19, so I was obviously, like, already kind of in the throes of having issues,
Yeah.
but, like, I truly have the energy. I, like, found Pilates. I freaking love working out and doing Pilates. I think, like, it just brings me so much joy. It's, like, the best thing in terms of, like, my stretching and I don't know, just, like, so good for my mental health. That's been great. There was a period of time, like, when I was feeling like absolute and utter shit
Yeah.
that I, like, did not feel like working out. And it was embarrassing when I did go start, like, working out again because I felt like I just was, like, slow or, like, weaker than I had been and, like, just didn't look. I don't know, I was, like, looking around the room and I felt like all these girls were so fit and, like,
Yeah.
had their shit together, and I felt like I didn't have that, and so, like, that was triggering.
Totally. And I can relate to that because I feel like I'm in that place now. And oh, this is a point that we wanted to talk about too, which is like you do still have to work out
Oh
and
my
you
gosh.
do still have to eat healthy on Wegovy. Sometimes even more so because you could be losing muscle mass if you
Yeah.
don't. And I actually would say that part of the reason I will like own up to it, accountability moment, I have not been working out enough or at all some weeks,
Yeah.
honestly. And my eating has been very, very up and down, especially over the holidays. And I haven't gotten back into it. And I think it kind of almost made me realize, like, from the perspective not watching someone online who takes it, but like as someone you probably wouldn't think takes Wegovy, I've been taking it now for a few months, and like you can't just take it and lose weight. At least I personally can't. Like a few pounds is not really anything significant enough to say that it's effective on its own. And so I think you do have to give people a little bit more credit who are on it in a healthy way because like you've completely changed your lifestyle and everything too with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it, like, the thing is, so coming from, like, an eating disorder background, so to speak, like, I've been really, really, like, hyper vigilant about the way that I'm going through all this because I do not wanna let that sort of thing trigger again. Like, that's something I've been talking about, like, with my therapist and,
Mhm.
my endocrinologist who prescribed this, like, she knew ahead of time that this was something for me, and so, like, rules that I have in place for myself are that I don't weigh myself unless the doctor needs my weight for any reason for her stuff. Like, I don't, or, like, I guess I have a couple times, like, there's a period of time here where I got some comments that people were, like, basically saying that I had lost a jarring amount of weight, and so I for like, genuinely, I wanted to make sure that I hadn't gotten to a place that I didn't realize.
Mhm.
And so I was like, "Okay, like, where are we at?" Because 'Cause I'm at a point now, I've been on this again for a year and a half. I'm trying to maintain. Like, I'm on a maintenance dose. We have not, like, upped it in any regard. Um,
Yeah.
and, like, basically right now I'm just trying to, like, hang out where I am. Like, it's so odd and interesting. Like, at the start of the year, you know how everybody has, like, all their, like, weight loss goals for 2026?
Mhm.
Um it was so interesting because I feel like every year of my life ever, it's been like, "I wanna, like, work out more, I wanna be healthier," whatever.
Yeah.
This year, I was like, I kind of like, that was not the thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, it was more, like, centered around mental health and, like, clutter and, like, I don't know, like, clearing out some brain space for myself, but, like, it was not about my body, and that coming from somebody who, like, tracked everything that they ate every single day for the course of a year and, like, can still tell you at the drop of a hat how many calories an egg has, um,
Yeah.
like, that's huge to not have to think about it in the same way, to, like, get to just exist.
Yes, and I think we could talk about that for a minute, like the mental load that it has
Mhm.
taken off. I will say for me too, even though I haven't seen the scale change yet, I don't think about food as like obsessively as I did before. And we might have had like different like food thoughts. I don't know how yours were, but mine has just always been like I can't stop thinking about food. I can't stop thinking about how much more I want of it. I never ever would feel full. Like ever, ever, ever. I felt like I could just eat forever and never feel full. And this is the first time in my life where I can actually just like eat a meal or part of a meal. And like my body tells me when I'm full. What a freaking concept. But my entire life,
Right.
I've never had that.
No, I agree.
It's
I
crazy,
Yeah.
and then I think about the people who are naturally more fit, and I think I could my whole life be working out more, eating healthier, and all of those things, but, like, I didn't know that not everyone had food noise. I thought that that was a normal thing and that those people just have more willpower. And
No, I
I
agree.
I think that the fact of the matter is maybe some people do have more willpower, but I also think some people just don't have food noise naturally and aren't thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
It's not like a battle that everyone faces, but before this, I didn't know that that was like the norm,
I mean,
which is
like,
wild.
for like, I definitely can relate. Like, I would eat, like, my full day's worth of everything. And then afterwards, I would even be like, I would even kind of like know in my brain that I was full.
Mhm.
But like, my, I would just be craving, like, I had to have popcorn and I had to have dessert. And then after I
Oh,
had that dessert,
yes.
I would need to have something salty again because then it was too sweet in my mouth. And it's like, I wasn't hungry during any of this. And I wasn't coming at it from like a place of really like necessarily like wanting that.
Yep.
It was more so just like my brain was like, you need it, you need it, you need it.
No, same.
And like, that's been huge.
Yeah. It's changed my life in that way, honestly. Like, I can actually go about my day not thinking about food every waking minute. And I've done the thing too where I've counted every single calorie I ingested. I have to get 10,000 steps a day. I mean, I've done Weight Watchers, I've done keto, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. And then I always bounce back to the other extreme where I just want to eat everything because I deprived myself so much that I swing back on the other side of the pendulum and eat everything in my sight. So this has brought me to like this neutral place where I can eat a meal and feel full. And then honestly, I forget about dessert a lot of the time now because I feel full from my meal.
Yeah.
It's like that has changed my life. So that is one reason why I think I would stay on it because I don't know how to untrain my brain.
Right.
Besides with this medicine, I don't know how I'm going to go back if I'm not on this. But do you have any other positives you want to talk about before we talk about like negatives of it?
Well, so one thing I wanted to make sure was super clear was like, so like I said, I was seeing a bunch of doctors, like a whole bunch, and I ended up going to an endocrinologist because I wanted to make sure that there was nothing going on with my blood work that was like causing this weight gain. Like, I was spending hours and hours like researching all the things that could possibly be contributing to this because like it was jarring to think that it was never going to stop, right? Like it had accumulated so quickly and like I couldn't seem to get it to stop for anything. Um and like so I went to her, we did all the blood work, we did all the stuff, and she's the one that brought it up to me. She was like, I think you would be a candidate. And she was right. And like my insurance covers it in full. Like last year I was not paying any copay and now I'm on different insurance because of marriage. And and now it's I think $25 when I get like the set of four, and
Insane.
I go like bi-weekly with it. So it's like that's 2 months worth for $25. So like I'm here to tell you that United Healthcare and Blue Cross Blue Shield are not going to pay for jack shit unless they feel like it's necessary.
Yeah.
So like they would not like, and so I think that yes, there's a vanity element to this. Like I would be absolutely lying if I said that I didn't want to look like my old self.
Mhm.
But also there's definitely a health component given like,
Totally.
and like, oh, the other positives that I wanted to talk about. So Brett for work, one of the things that he does like medical stock research. I said that so unconfidently. That is what he does.
That's so classic, like never really knowing what your partner does at work.
I can tell you all the drama though.
No, you know.
But no, he so he researches a lot of these different like healthcare stocks, and he's super like he knows like a lot of the new research and things that are maybe not as like mainstream, but there is emerging research specifically around inflammatory conditions like endometriosis. And actually I don't know so much about for celiac, but celiac is also autoimmune and it's an inflammatory condition. So like it's been shown to dramatically help with the inflammation in your body, which in turn like I mean that alone I think is like been the number like that has been the life-changing thing for me.
Inflammation. Okay, so for me, I actually feel way less inflamed too. And even though I've only lost a few pounds, I think a lot of that might have been like water weight and inflammation, honestly. And I feel a difference, like even in like my stomach. I mean, everything, honestly. Like my stomach feels flatter, and I always have struggled with bloating. Like as far back as I can remember, I've had stomach issues like nonstop. I've always felt bloated. Anytime I eat anything, it's like my pants won't fit all of a sudden. And I mean, I remember there have been times where I knew I wanted to wear a certain dress, so I just like didn't eat that day because I didn't want to be bloated. But
Which
it
is
wasn't even
terrible.
about like I want to lose weight, blah blah blah. It was just like I don't want my stomach to hurt. I want to be able to go to this party and like not be bloated, not have diarrhea, not whatever. Which is horrible. It is horrible, but it's like this has helped a lot with that, I will say.
Speaking of diarrhea,
We didn't do our segment last time.
we will get to that. But no, I think so with side effects, like so it's something else Brett has told me from all of his research for work is like the vast majority of people, like by far, fail out of this medication. For most people, it does not work. The side effects are too extreme or it feels like too much. For me, there were maybe some side effects in the beginning, but like I, again, feel better than I have since I was a 16-year-old baby child. Like I used to have diarrhea. Sorry to those who are squeamish. Like literally like 8 times a day. And I'm not kidding. Like every time I would like go to the bathroom at all,
Yeah.
I was having diarrhea. And it was just like, again, my stomach is absolutely distended. I am so ill no matter what I was eating. And like that has stopped.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah. So I think that alone, I'm like, that's wild.
No, it's
And
wild.
like, I had a little bit of nausea when I was first starting it. But like, even that was, I never, like, it was fine.
Yeah. My nausea has been bad. So
Yeah.
that's like my number one con and probably the number one reason why I would go off of it, honestly. Because if I really think about it, like let's say I didn't lose any more weight, but I had no food noise and I had no inflammation and bloating, which all of those have helped, I think it probably would still be worth it. But the nausea is the one thing that makes me question if I should stay on it. But again, I'm still pretty early on in the
Yeah.
whole process of it. So I want to give it a little more time to see if I come around, because I've noticed when I stay on one dose for multiple weeks, like, and I don't up my dose, I get more used to it. So I think I've just been upping my dose like almost every
What
week or
dosage
two.
are you on?
I just up to 1 milligram.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's
this is my
pretty
second
quick.
week on it.
So my doctor who I'm seeing, she's wonderful. But she's been really like, what's the word I want to use? Like cautious with it. Like she very much is like, we don't want you to lose too much weight. And not too quickly for sure.
Yeah.
And so like, that's why it took, well over a year before there were like substantial results. But like I was staying on the same dose for like 3 months sometimes. Like it was taking a long time to go up, and I think that's probably also helped with
The
any
nausea.
yeah, because like by the time I was going up, it was like subtle almost.
Yeah. No, that's great. My nausea has been bad, and I wonder if it has been because we basically have been doubling it. Like I started at 0.25 milligrams, then 0.5, and then 1.
Each month. Yeah.
Yeah. And there were actually a couple months though where I stayed on 0.25 for the first 2 months, and then I did 0.5 for a month. So now I'm on the 1. So maybe let's say it's been like 3.5 months. But yeah, the nausea's been rough. I'm not gonna lie. When I upped to 0.5, I like threw up a couple of times, which is like, I feel like kind of extreme because I'm not someone that throws up very often. Yeah, like acid reflux, heartburn, that just like nauseous feeling like the room is spinning and I'm gonna get sick. That's been really hard. I'm not gonna lie, but I take the tummy pops now that you told me
You
about.
guys.
If
Okay.
you struggle with nausea, even if you're not on a GLP-1, you might
Like-
just need this for tummy troubles.
Because I really don't attribute rather my nausea so much to the GLP-1. I mean, yes, very occasionally, like if I don't know, like skipped for a really long time or something, but like I'm also forever car sick. Living in New York, you're like never really in a car, especially not for a long time. So when I am, like it's cab drivers who probably smell kind of bad, and they're like, brake checking you every 3 seconds. And so I am always like, oh my God, I'm going to die here. Like this is,
Yeah.
So I have they're tummy pops, I think is what the name of them is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tummy pops.
And they are for pregnancy.
Oh, I didn't even know that's what they were for.
Yeah. They are pregnancy lollipops. If you're having morning sickness,
They're
but they're
great.
so good
They're
because
like ginger
ginger,
lollipops, but
but
they cover it with
fruit.
flavors like strawberry, pineapple.
Because like I don't know about you guys, but I actually think the taste of ginger is vile.
Yeah, I don't like ginger either.
And like it's okay in this because it's almost more of like it makes it spicy.
Yes, it has a little like
A kick.
has a little kick to it, but it's mostly just like a strawberry lollipop or a pineapple lollipop, and I've been having those a lot, and it's helped. But I do feel a little embarrassed sometimes because I'm like, if a medicine makes me feel so nauseous, should I still be taking it? But I still do feel like the pros have outweighed the cons for me, which is so insane to say because I haven't really lost much weight, but I have felt better in my body on it because I feel less bloated, less inflamed, and less food noise. That I kind of has worked out. And I noticed that if I eat less, I think I'm trying to like learn that I don't need to eat as much as I did before. And that's helped with the nausea. When I was eating the same amount as before, I was getting sick for sure because my body couldn't handle what it used to be able to. So it's been a learning curve, I think, and I'm still in it.
I do think that's a huge key is like if you eat more than your body is telling you to when you're on this sort of medication, like you're going to probably feel ill.
Yeah.
Like if you push yourself and you're like, you know what, I ate half a burger and I feel like I'm full, and you're like, no, you know what, I'm just gonna eat the whole thing. You're gonna be like, ugh.
Yeah. And that's what I've been struggling with, I think. Like I'm just so used to eating a certain amount that I'm not used to knowing when to stop. But I think a good thing to teach my brain, I hope, because I would prefer to stop when I'm full. And I like feeling full. It's my first time in my life I've ever felt full.
Right. Well, and like what I always tell myself is like you're not cutting yourself off from it like for good. Like you can take the other half of your burger to go, or you can like
Yeah.
like put the rest of your lunch in the fridge and like go back and pick at it. Like you can keep
Yes.
eating it. It's like just wait until you're hungry again. Like give
Yeah.
yourself another hour and like, oh, I'm actually a little hungry.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yes. I do that a lot actually now. I take a lot of leftovers with me and eat them later. And it's been great.
The one side effect you and I both have talked about together that I don't know if it like I would even attribute it to the Wegovy or not, but like
I don't know what you say.
I have had such a meat ick.
Yeah.
Like and also, okay, I think that this is like a multifaceted situation here because I have a sweet little baby dog and I
Under
look
this
at
comforter right
under
now.
this comforter snuggled up against my foot. And I'm like seeing him and then it makes me think too much about animals and it freaks me out to think about eating them.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
And then there's this podcast that's super interesting. It's called We're All Insane. I don't know if you ever listened to it.
No, but I think you told me about it.
Okay, yeah. So it's a great podcast if you guys haven't heard it. It's this girl, she talks to people with different like major mental health things in their life, like whether it's family members that like there's somebody whose brother had schizophrenia that was really interesting, or like there was a girl who was laying on the bathroom floor like for months on end because she was so scared she was going to throw up. Super interesting. Anyway, there was another one I listened to where this girl grew up on like a farm and her father was abusive, and just hearing so many things about like because it was a farm where they raise animals to make food, and like it just was so graphic for me that I was like, oh my god, I think I'm out. Like I see visions of that a lot, and it's like it's not that it's been like absolutely no meat. I've been like, so my little sister when we were growing up, she was not a vegetarian 100%, but she would say she wouldn't eat mammals.
Oh, my sister kind of did this too. I feel like our sisters are similar.
And so she would eat chicken because I guess chicken are not mammals. I don't know.
Don't ask
She
me
knows
that. I have
the
no
laws
clue.
of that.
Laws.
But she would basically like eat chicken, she would eat fish, she would like yeah. Like that was always fine, but
And so
like
is that feeling like what you?
yeah, I'm totally cool with fish. I'm like I'll eat shrimp, I'll like but then I've also been like really into like the meat-free alternatives.
Oh.
Like I'm totally fine. So that's what makes me think is like definitely an animal thing. Which I know it is.
Yeah.
But like I got those like impossible meat meatballs from Whole Foods or whatever.
Yeah.
And they taste just like meat. They really do.
Wow.
And I'm not grossed out literally at all because I'm like, I'm just eating a vegetable right now.
That's amazing.
So like, and there's still like good protein and everything.
Totally.
It's not that I don't like the taste.
No. Yeah. And I've been getting, so mine's a little bit of both. Like I've been getting the egg only from like steak mostly.
Oh yeah, because you see too much.
Yeah. And but also the taste sometimes has been like putting me off. But then other times I've had steak recently and I've been like completely fine with it. So I don't know.
Like, to be 100% clear, I'm not a vegetarian. We literally had Shake Shack.
Yeah, we just had Shake Shack.
Immediately before we filmed this.
So speaking of how I need a lifestyle change, I've got to like start eating better. But
we also, yeah. I mean, like, I ate that burger and that was fine and I was like sort of craving it. So like it still happens. But anyway, that's been like an interesting, I think, like that was,
What was
so
that?
scary.
Was that your
my Alexa, sorry if she just turned yours on.
is your Alexa a man?
I guess. No, but not usually.
I've never heard that voice.
Oh my god. So okay,
wait, was that from your camera?
No, it was from we have like one of those Sonos Alexas in the bedroom and like it just spoke and sometimes it does that. It freaks me out. And I don't know if it's like one of our neighbors somehow has
oh, like it's connecting somehow?
Yes.
I
I accidentally did that the other day, I think. I like connected to music. I was trying to play the new Harry Styles song.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and I was like,
say, what do you think of it?
Turning the volume up, and it was like saying it was connected. I was like, what the hell?
Do you think it was your neighbor?
Yes.
You just start hearing Harry through the
wall. Anyway, sorry for the interruption.
What were you talking about?
Meat.
Oh, meat icks. But yeah, I've been mostly eating meat, but there are certain meats where I have been getting icked out, specifically steak. But also some days I'm fine with it. So I don't know. Maybe it's a Wegovy thing. Maybe it's not.
Yeah. Want to be super clear that because I saw comments from people that were like, you've always been so open and it feels weird that you're not being open with us now. And that alone was so upsetting to me because like I really think that's like one of the best things that I can do for people. It's like honestly the only thing I can really do. Like I don't know. I feel like if you're like that's the thing that I think has helped people resonate with me all this time is like it's not always pretty over here. I'm not one of those like aesthetic content creators. I don't believe. I try sometimes.
I think that you are.
And I'm like, oh my god, why doesn't it look
No, you are.
Even right now I'm like looking in this other camera and I'm like, why do I look like a gremlin? No.
I feel like a gremlin too.
We're laying in the bed if you're listening only.
Oh yeah, you should watch the video version if you want because we're snuggled up in robes, sleepover vibes.
Yes. But no, I think like again, it hasn't been that I don't want to be honest with people. Like that is I just like I want you to know that. And that I think like the big turning point for me to like really want to talk about it was like seeing people be mean about it a little bit, but then like realizing that kind of like the power from it would be taken away if I just spoke about it. And I was like, it's not that I am like a little ashamed for the reasons that we talked about, but it's not like if I really think about it, it's like the way my therapist put it to me was like, if you're having a mental health problem and you take an antidepressant and it fixes you, nobody's going to judge you for that. Or like some people might because they're crazy. But like I would certainly never judge somebody for that.
Right.
I'm like hiccuping. We're
burping up the Shake Shack over here.
We don't know how to burp. No, so like I would never judge somebody for like doing something to help their mental health like that. And so like it's the same effing thing.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I felt. And I kind of thought of it like if I had no outside opinions, if nobody's opinion affected me in terms of like if I decide to take this or not, and also nobody's opinion on my body affected me. Like nobody cared what I look like and also nobody cares what I do. Would I try this drug? And I was like, yeah, I would because I want to feel better. Like that was the biggest thing for me was like I want to internally and just like physically feel better. And I didn't really care about other people's
Yeah.
opinions because of that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's fair to say that we're willing to let go of how we feel in our body because we don't want to like upset other people. Because I would want someone else to do whatever it was for them that made them feel good in
100%.
their body, you know?
Well, and then I, like, gave it some thought too where I was like, I know that, like, the girls that I talk to all the time, because like, I'm in the DMs with girls always, like and you guys always tell me, like, "We would be best friends in real life." Like, if we met each other, we would be best friends, and I'm like, "I believe you." Like, I really do, and, like, so many of the girls that I talk to, I'm like, "You guys are coming at this from, like, a place of just wanting like, you're just curious." Like
Yeah.
and you're not coming at it because you're, like,
Like,
being judgmental
right.
necessarily, you just wanna know.
Right.
And I'm curious about all kinds of things. I'm curious about lots of religions and cults and,
Yeah.
all kinds of things that I'm like, I'm just interested. Um,
That's fair. Like, it's more from a curiosity standpoint. But I also want to say, because I am not an influencer, so I feel like from my perspective, I don't I know that people say, well, you signed up for this. Like, you're an influencer, you're a celebrity, so you signed
I'm
up to
not a
have your
celebrity, let's be so clear.
but people have the same argument for it, you know, like you're in the public eye, so therefore you have signed up and asked to tell us everything about you, and you have to be honest about everything. I don't think people sign up for that. Like, call me crazy, but I think when you're an influencer, you sign up to share what you want to share online. And there's no set of rules that says what you
Right.
have to share and what you don't have to share. But I'm very proud of you for sharing this because you do feel so connected to your audience. But I don't think that you ever had to. I think you chose to.
I think if it weren't for the fact that I'd always been so open about the health stuff, like, we've
Mm.
always talked about, like, the amount of videos that people still comment, and I try to respond to everybody because I know what it was like to be in that headspace, like, on the SIBO videos when I'm talking about, like, all my symptoms or, like, trying another pack of antibiotics that I paid $1,000 for or whatever because insurance is crazy. Um, like, I've always kind of been so open, but again, I've never okay, so that one thing I also really wanna make sure I touch on is so I have a okay, there are a lot of girls not a lot, there were a handful of girls who have messaged me at different times, asking how I lost the weight, and I was not 100% honest when I responded to people, um, and I regret that, and I wanna be so clear that, like, I wish I had just not responded versus saying something that wasn't 100% true because I told you I don't know, 70% of it in the sense like, yes, I am working out. Yes, I am eating like in moderation. Yes, whatever. But like leaving out the Wegovy thing is not fair. And I know that. And me and my therapist spoke about it and she was like, yeah, you kind of fucked up with that one. And I'm like, yeah, I think so. I I just like I don't want to be defensive about it. It really does come back to like the mental health stuff and like I do have some trust issues around this stuff. Like I just don't know who yeah.
Well, I don't the thing about it is, I feel like you want to respond to people because you do feel like they're your friends and it's your
Well,
community.
I also respond to, like, literally every message I ever can.
Right. So I think it would have felt weird for you to not respond, but you also weren't ready to tell people that. Like, I don't think you would have been okay with being like, "Hey, keep this a secret, but it's this."
Right. Well,
So
because then,
I
like
get why you got to the point that you did where you're like, "I'm gonna respond because I always do, but I'm just gonna say the things I feel comfortable sharing because 'cause I'm not ready to talk about this yet." But I do agree in the sense that, like, it's not fair to not include the thing that helped a lot with it too.
yeah. I mean, I think I got really triggered a few years ago because there was, like, this I don't even I feel like it started a few like, 3 years ago or something where there was, like, a Reddit thread where they started talking about TikTokers, like, specifically New York City TikTokers, and I, like, happened to look back then. I had, like, a group of friends at the time that were content creators. Story for another time. Um,
Ooh.
and it was like they were all looking at it. I don't know. So curiosity, it got the best of me, and I looked, and there were things about me. I actually don't. I haven't looked in literal years because I made myself promise that I never would again because it was so detrimental to my mental health at the time. Um, but like So people probably are not even talking about me these days because I'm much less popular than I was a few years ago. We've got, like, the core girlies here, but it's, like, less, I don't know, like, widespread,
Mhm.
than it was. But, like, so at that time, people were commenting. It was specifically around this video that went very viral. I think it was millions of views. And it was me trying on different dresses. I think they were, like, from Revolve. I don't know where they were from. Revolve or, like, ASOS or something, like, cutie little dresses that I got in for my birthday because I love my birthday, hee hee. Um,
You do. She always has.
and so I wanted to wear a cute outfit, and it was kind of right. I guess it was, like, my dog is, scratching himself in the bed, and it's, like, moving. Um, if you're watching on video, that's what that is. Um No, so this video, I'm trying on these outfits, and it was, like, kind of in this span of time when my body had changed a lot, and I don't know that I'd, like, fully even recognized that it had happened, so I wasn't 100% sure on, like, what sizes I should be buying, because it was just new to me and, like, whatever. So I bought a bunch of stuff, it didn't look good, I did, like, a little try-on haul because I was like, "Oh my gosh, look how terrible all these outfits are," like, hate, 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 the worst. Um, and then people were commenting just, like, about how completely horrible I looked.
Oh,
Like, the
I
comments
don't
were
remember this.
so bad that I ended up having to, um hi, Fig.
Fig just emerged from the covers.
Um, the comments were so bad that I ended up having to turn them off on the post. I considered deleting it entirely.
Oh,
Um, and my therapist had to, like, really again, we have come very far in my life, but,
yeah.
she had to, like, really convince me to turn the comments off, actually, because, I don't know, I felt like it was, like, a weird cop out of sorts. I don't know, but I was like, yeah, no, nobody does have the right to, like, just repeatedly tell me how ugly I look in something. Like, that's not really okay. And I also think about it from the standpoint, like, I don't know, like, you see mean comments on people's things, like celebrities' things or whatever. Not that not that I think I'm that literally at all. Like, you
No,
see
but
mean comments on people's things, and I'm like, literally? Who would even dream of saying that? Like, you might think something. You might think, "Oh, I don't love that dress on her." And then, like, a normal person reaction is just to swipe away.
swipe away. Talk about it alone with your friends and your family.
Yes.
DM it to your best friend. I would just never publicly
No.
comment on anything like that. And you really do have to think about like where is someone mentally who does comment on stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
But
also you're allowed to set that boundary for yourself and say I can't handle seeing these. I don't want to see these. It doesn't make me feel good. And you're allowed to turn your comments off.
but I think that was, like, a very long-winded way of saying that because I never look at that stuff anymore, and I never will, God willing,
Oh, like the Reddit stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
that, like, I still have in my head, though, because there were that, like, people, um could and would screenshot anything I say and share it and be like, "Look, she is on Wegovy." And it was like, again, I was not mentally in a position where I was ready to speak about something like that.
Yeah.
So, like, and I've even been paranoid about certain people in my life. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm sending
No,
my
you're
text.
good. I've been, like, paranoid about certain people that in my life that, like, maybe I used to be close to that I'm not as close to anymore, like, asking questions about things and, like, kind of then being unresponsive when I told them the truth about it all. Like, that stuff was kinda weird. I don't know, like, get in my head now in a way that I never used to, and
Eh,
that blows.
I know. I think that people become a bit what's the word? Like I just think it's harder as you get bigger. Like and as you become more successful, I feel like because there are more opinions
But
on
I
you and
haven't.
I think you have. I totally think you are so successful. I don't think you're giving
Oh,
yourself enough credit for like all of the things you've done, the community you've built,
thank you.
the career that you've built. Like it's so incredible. And I think it makes sense that the more criticism that has been put on you, like it does get harder probably because you know how it has impacted you and you're like, "Oh my god, I don't know if I can handle that again." Then the next comment I get or 10 more of them, like it probably wears you down more and more.
I think it makes me hesitant to post because like, I'll have a great idea for something, and I'll record it, and I'll stick it in my drafts, and then I'm like, "I have to think about it." because then I start second guessing and I'm like, "Oh, well, they could say XYZ. I can get attacked for this. I can get like somebody can be
Yeah.
mad at me and or like they can think I didn't do enough or they can like it's exhausting."
It's yeah, that's exhausting for
Like,
sure. I feel like the only thing I can say, because I don't have experience with this really, but the one thing that I can say is I feel like the more confident that I become in like in who I am and knowing who I am, it makes me feel less impacted by other people misinterpreting who I am. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? So I feel like, and you are such a confident and secure person and secure, not insecure. You're a confident, insecure person. Um, but I feel like the more you know yourself and what you I don't even know, like your intentions. Like if you know your heart and your intentions, I think it's okay to accept criticism occasionally, like constructive criticism. But I think when people are just tearing apart every single word you
Yeah.
say for no reason, I think it just comes back to knowing who you are and like being really, really grounded in that.
Yeah, and I think like again with the mental health stuff, like I have totally lost sight of so much of that over the last 2 years. It's been like the biggest mind fuck, and I would love to do a proper episode about all that, but like I was going through one of the happiest periods of time in my life, like ever. Getting engaged was the best, most exciting thing. I'm like living with the love of my life. We have the sweetest little puppy dog, and yet I still did not want to get out of the bed. Like
Mhm.
I would work and immediately, like the second it was 5 o'clock, I would put on pajamas and I would get in bed and I would cry and I would not
Aw.
want to leave. And like, that's kind of where I've been at.
Yeah.
And like, yes, it's gotten infinitely better. Like, literally,
So do you feel like the source of it was social media?
no.
Oh, okay.
I think
We
it,
don't have to talk about it, but I didn't know if you
no,
were
I think
relating
it's
it
like,
back to the comments and things.
I don't think that helped.
Right.
Um, but no, I think that there are other triggers, but mostly I think it's like just something that kind of like lived within me, like and was dormant.
And like depression, like we both have struggled with depression our
Mhm.
whole entire lives. So
Yeah.
like and
It runs in my
anxiety,
family
it
and
runs in my
yours.
family
Yeah.
too. So I think and depression, like you can't pick and choose when it comes. Like you can be in the happiest time, best times of your life, and it just hits you, and like you can't control that, and it sucks.
Right. And so like that's been I don't know. So then it feels like weird even to talk about it sometimes like in a short form thing like a TikTok because it's like I just don't think sorry if you can hear Fig breathing into the microphone. Um no, I think it's like hard to get it to come across properly in a TikTok like that because it's like okay, girl, like look at you. You're one day you're buying a Chanel bag and the next day you're complaining that you can't get out of bed and yet you have this fiance and you or husband now, whatever. Like
Yeah.
I get that it can sound ridiculous, but like sometimes it's literally just outside of your control. And guess what? I've done everything within my controls as of you to like make that not be the reality anymore. And it's
Yeah.
helped.
And a lot of times too, I think it's just like a brain chemistry thing. It's a
Yes.
brain chemistry thing that you literally can't control. And especially if it's genetic and it runs in your family, like we can't help our genetics.
Like when I was 12, I had like a really, really bad bout of depression. And it lasted for like, I think until I was like 17. But because I was so young, I didn't have the same like ability to control my own life that I do now. And like, I went to therapy for a little bit. Like, there's so many like things in that, but like, it stopped. And so most of the time I was without therapy. My parents were really like iffy about medication. And so now that I'm 30 years old, I was like, I'm just going to do the things that I think are going to help. And
Yeah.
it has.
And it has
Literally these meds, all these meds,
all these
magical. Magical.
life changing.
They really are. Like, I know, like you've said Lexapro, like the weeks that I spoke to you right after you'd started it, you were
Oh, it
like,
changed my life
yeah,
completely. Like I went from bedridden crying every day to like walking in the sunshine singing and smiling. And like I felt like I could see the skies are blue, like the clouds parted and
yeah.
everything was happy again. Like I was seeing in color versus black and white. Yeah, oh my God, totally changed my life. So maybe this kind of all comes back to that in a lot of ways, I think, with the Wegovy. It's not necessarily this idea of like, I want to look like a model. I want to look like whatever. The girls I see on Instagram, for me, it's been just more about I want to try to solve this problem of like not feeling comfortable in my body that I have been feeling for my entire life and that you've been feeling
Yeah.
for at least however long, 5+ years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean,
there's no shame in asking for help.
no shame at all. And like, I think that people think it's like an easy button. And like, yes, it's an
way easier than any button
easier-
I've ever tried. And I still haven't really lost any weight.
Yeah.
But
You know? But it's like,
it's not the only, like, you got to do so many other things with it.
yeah, it's not a miracle, but it sometimes feels like one for me.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
totally though.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay. Yeah, like you said, I wouldn't judge someone for taking an anxiety medicine. So if someone genuinely needs Wegovy or any GLP-1, I think you can't judge them for it. Fig is sniffing the mic.
He was like,
We're like spooning right now and I'm loving
it's
it.
so cute. Yeah. No, I think, oh, and it's also like worth saying that, because I think a lot of girls have reached out to me specifically because they're getting ready for their weddings too. And yeah, like totally my wedding was on my mind when it came to like wanting to lose some weight. And I think that, like, is that necessarily a positive thing? No, I definitely don't think you need to lose weight for your wedding, but if you want to, like,
Yeah.
you can. But no, it's like, yes, the wedding was a catalyst for wanting to lose some weight, but also I'd already wanted to. Like,
And I think you had been feeling discomfort in your body, like because of the endo
oh
and
my gosh.
celiac, like so many elements. So I think,
I don't think I realized how sick I was.
right, because now that you feel better, you're like, oh, this is like what health feels like. I
Like,
haven't felt this.
Truly, like
Yeah.
even when I look at pictures, there are like a few in particular that I can point to. There's like one wedding I went to. I don't remember exactly if it was, I don't know if it was like right before I had endo surgery. Maybe not, maybe a whole year before. Anyway, I'm wearing this like fitted red dress. It was so cute. It was, oh my gosh, House of CB.
I love House of CB.
Yes. So it had that like corseting in it. And I had on Spanx. And I remember like I was so ill, like the SIBO was so bad that like the Spanx were like cutting off my air supply to such a degree that I went into the bathroom and I had to take them off and throw them away
I've done that too.
in the bathroom of this bougie Miami hotel. And so like I look at those pictures and I just look so puffy. Like my
Right.
face, my arms, everything. Like
You were
it's
sick.
yes. And I like see that in my face now. Like I see old videos that I made for work or whatever. I'm like, who is this girl?
Yeah,
Like, I literally don't know her anymore.
totally.
Like, because I was just so out of body for so long.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy for you, honestly.
I'm happy for you. I think that like,
I'm at the start of my journey, so we'll see.
no, and I'm sure people would love updates on
We can
how
do
it's going
updates.
for you
Yeah.
as time goes on, if you're comfortable with that.
Totally.
But I hope that this was like informative, and we're also, I'm speaking for both of us, I suppose, but like I think we're both really willing to be more open about it. Like if you have any questions about anything, we're willing to answer them to the best of our ability. But I just like hope that this makes you feel hopeful that things can change for you if you want them to.
Absolutely. Look into it if it's something that you've been curious about, but definitely, obviously, check with your doctor and all the things. We're not
Oh,
doctors.
yes, we meant to
cannot
say
give
that.
medical advice.
We are not doctors. I don't know if if you have to say that. Like I thought it was pretty obvious, like we're not medical doctors, but I do a lot of online research. So
So listen to me. No. But if it works for you and it's something you and your doctor agree is for you, I think if you can let go of like the judgment and the stigma around it, it can be a really great thing.
Mhm.
And I've had like mostly positive experiences from it so far. So I'm happy to keep updated.
Yeah.
And
Well, I feel like most of the experiences that people do share online, at least that I've seen, are like a more extreme experience where they're coming from like, you know, needing to lose hundreds of pounds, for example.
right.
And it's like, it's just I don't know. So I think hopefully providing a little bit of a more moderate example is helpful.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. But also, I'm like so excited for those people. I've seen a
I'm so
lot
excited
of.
for everybody. Oh my
Oh, I'm
gosh.
so excited. I've seen a lot of judgment from people. There's someone that I follow who has a podcast, and she did a podcast all about how she like really does not support GLP-1s to any extent. And
Oh.
I was
Who
shocked because
who
I'm
was
like,
this girl?
I don't want to share any names.
You have to tell me
You know what?
after.
I didn't listen to the whole episode, so I'm going off the clips that she shared. But
Okay.
I think that in certain cases it can be really life-changing for people, and I hope that like people take that away from this.
I literally think we're gonna look back in a certain number of years and think it's wild that people were so judgmental about it. I think it'll be like how it used to be embarrassing to go to therapy. Like I think it'll kind of be like the same vibe.
Or like take anxiety medicine.
Like, yeah, because not only with the endo stuff that we've talked about, like there's research that this can help with like addiction, period.
Yeah.
Like, and so if it can do all these different things, like there are probably way more things that we're not even aware of yet and we aren't like properly harnessing it for.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna like look back in 20 years and be like, oh my God, can you believe we had to make a podcast talking about
And it was so controversial.
and it was so long because I was so nervous about how everybody was gonna think.
Aw, I'm proud of you. I
I'm
hope
proud.
that you feel better after this comes out.
Yeah. You know, like my mom was really, I think she just like doesn't want to see me get hurt.
Aw.
And she was really like, I don't know if you should do that. And like luckily I'd already kind of made my mind up.
Yeah.
Um
No, I think this is great. I hope
yeah.
people take something good away from this. And I'm glad that you shared. I'm
I'm
proud
glad
of you
we
for being
shared.
open.
Okay, well, this one was like a little bit of a deeper, darker vibe.
Yes.
They won't always be.
They won't always be.
We love a deep chat, but
go watch the other episode that we hopefully have up by now, because I feel like that one's a little more fun and lighthearted. So you can see
Yes.
all aspects of us.
we
We're
are multifaceted
women.
ladies. But no, next time we've got way more episodes planned. I know we want to chat wedding things. We were going to tell you some funny behind the scenes things that happened at my wedding in Italy and like kind of how it all went. Maybe some more regrets I have because my mind keeps going there. But like hopefully I think it'll be fun.
I think a wedding episode would be so fun. And crushes.
Oh my gosh, we want to talk
We
about
have
our
to figure out a place. Maybe
crushes.
on your Instagram we can have people submit crush stories. I don't
No,
know.
we want to hear
about-
from you guys like really, really, really badly. We want to have guests. We want to like. There's so many things we want, but we want to hear your stories.
100%.
Like maybe I'm gonna get creative on how we figure this out. Maybe I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll be posting.
We'll be posting.
We'll be posting. But yeah, we appreciate you guys and hope this was helpful. And until
Thanks
next
for
time,
listening.
bye.
Bye.